Rosters for the 2016 Paralympic wheelchair basketball teams were announced Monday in Toronto. Unlike years past, the men's team is entering this year's competition as a heavy underdog despite winning gold at London in 2012. For veteran Adam Lancia, being overlooked heading into Rio is just fine.
Our expectations haven't changed. Other people's expectations of us have changed. And our goal, the amount of work that we're putting in, is to go to Rio and show that our expectations are well founded. And I love being an underdog. There's nothing. Steve Bialowis, he's been coaching me since I was 9. He's in his glory with everybody thinking that we're coming in maybe hoping for a top 8. He loves being the underdog. He loves being the little guy that punches the big guy right in the face and sends him staggering back and then attacks. That's what he's instilling in us.
And yourself being the leader and kind of one of the more veteran guys on the team, is the responsibility to kind of keep this tactic going with the younger guys and keep their heads level? They're going to such a big tournament in Rio.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many guys that this is, Para Pan Ams was their first big tournament. And, that was, relatively speaking, that's still a small tournament, because then you get to Rio and you're like, whoa, this is, Toronto was big, 2015 was big, but this is massive. It's a completely different scale. So we've actually had we've done a lot of meetings where we work with the guys and we're like, look, this is what you can expect. This is a typical game day. This is a day off. You think that you've got to practice in the morning and a game in the evening and you've got, the whole day. You might have half hour, 45 minutes to relax because there's going to be meetings, there's going to be stuff you got to test on, all that stuff that fills the day, and you can kind of see their eyes widen and be like, wow, I didn't expect that. This is going to be my 4th Paralympics. Same with David Ng. Bo's been to a couple, Chad's been to a couple. So those guys are being leaned on by the young guys, and it's part of our job to really make sure that when they get there, they're not completely thrown off and taken aback by the scale and scope of everything.
Canada's head coach, Steve Bialowis, is taking the deep field in this year's event as a challenge rather than a setback, and credits the rapid growth of wheelchair basketball for the sport's parity heading into the Rio Games in September.
Olympics. This will be my 3rd Paralympics. I'm thinking of the 3 Paralympics I've been to, this is probably the deepest Paralympic tournament we're going to be in. Every country in the world has caught up to Canada. Absolutely. When I used to give you 5 top countries, I can give you 12 top countries, and all 12 of those countries will be represented this year in Rio. By far, I can honestly say this will be the best Paralympics.
For the athletes who sacrifice everything for a chance at Paralympic glory every 4 years, the real competition will be played on the court in Brazil, not in the opinions of analysts back home. The men's road to defending their Paralympic gold starts September 8th when they open up the tournament against Great Britain. Reporting for Centennial TV, I'm Kyle Cantlon, Toronto.